So you and I had a conversation a while ago
Mm-hmm.
about whether or not Auston Matthews would be at locker cleanout, which I believe is going to happen next like Thursday or Friday or something like that.
Because their last game's next Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So again, for those who aren't familiar,
they'll do it Thursday or Friday before the weekend and let them get out.
The Leafs at the end, well, every team at the end of every season, regardless of when it ends, players go in, full media availability, coach speaks, and it's usually a juicy late morning, early afternoon. There's a lot going on. Now, normally, injured players do not speak to the media. That's pretty universal across professional sports, unless something has happened, like a season-ending injury, surgery on the horizon, something like that. So considering all the speculation with Auston Matthews, like Azzo and I had a conversation about would Auston speak recovering from the MCL surgery on Leafs locker room day, which would be, dare I say, the most anticipated media availability of the morning.
For sure.
We don't know what Austin's thinking. It didn't sound like Pelly knew either last week. And obviously, which way the Leafs go here is pretty important to Auston. So Azzo's take was he has to speak. I'm not putting words in your mouth, right?
No, I said when he speaks, I just kind of assumed he would.
My take was I 100% believe he's going to ditch that. So I was listening to Overdrive yesterday, and I think Hayes was the only one who doesn't think he's going to speak. I think Brian's right. I don't think he's speaking.
And then I was listening to the JD Bunkers show this morning, and him and James Myrtle of The Athletic, they always have a great Leafs talk. I was listening to him, and Myrtle kind of said, well, we'll hear from Auston next week at locker cleanout. Like, again, the assumption is that he will be there and he'll be speaking. And what we hear from him, and he'll get asked about the Gudas, and he'll be asked about his teammates. So, yeah, Myrtle seems to think he'll be there and speak too. And it just got me thinking again, like, yeah, what does it say whether he does or does not show up to that? Will you even blink an eye if he doesn't? Does it say something to you?
I think it says everything if he's not there.
Right. But should he be? Will he be? Is he in like?
But guys,
does he need to be? He is the captain of this team.
Yeah. I think in his mind, he stopped being the captain when no one jumped in for him.
I can't argue with that either.
Would you think you're the captain of the team?
No.
I wouldn't.
Yep. It's a fair point.
Why do I have to answer and be accountable for William Nylander? I'm rehabbing. Why do I have to speak for John Tavares? I'm rehabbing. Why do I have to speak for every mistake Morgan Riley made in his own zone? Every failed box out in front of the net. Why do I have to speak to that? I'm rehabbing. And on top of that, dude, you've seen him when you try and ask him a health question.
You're not getting.
He gives you one of these.
Yeah, you're not getting much.
You're not getting anything.
Well, and it's going to rehash all this stuff with Gudas and his teammates. Like, I don't think the organization will want him there either.
Oh, I would disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I think it just rehashes the whole Gudas thing and his teammates.
But listen, from a PR standpoint, if you're the Leafs and your captain skips out on locker cleanout, bad look. Assuming you have a president of hockey ops and a GM by then. Like, this is all intertwined, right? Like, if you're the Leafs, you're trying to put together, if you're going to retool, who do you need to retool?
Your captain
34.
On board, 100%.
And he'll be ready to go for next season. 90%, everyone's 90% certain he'll be ready to go. If he is not there at locker cleanout and they have not hired these folks to run the organization, your retool gets a bit more complicated.
No kidding. Well, I was going to ask you this too. When do you need an answer from him? Because Auston can't give you an answer until after the draft, after free agency of what you've done.
Auston Matthews is signed for 2 more seasons with a firm no move. With a firm no move. He doesn't have to tell you anything.
Right.
I don't think fans understand what's going on here. He doesn't have to tell you anything. If he wants to, because he believes, as someone who's earned a lot of money from MLSE, at least they're owed an answer. That's up to him. And I would agree that maybe MLSE are owed a little something here, either way, whichever way he goes. But if you think Auston Matthews is losing sleep about missing out on locker cleanout day, knowing full well Mark Masters and that crew is waiting for him and just wants to ask about his future, you're nuts if you think Matthews is showing up to that. You are nuts. And if anything, he'll say what he needs to say without saying it. And if someone gets uppity about it, just say, he's rehabbing in Arizona, guys.
It's crazy.
He's rehabbing in Arizona.
The chat is so torn on this. 34 has to speak. Injuries or not. Then the next one is there's no chance Auston will be at that circus. Like it's
No
all
chance.
over the place.
There's no chance Matthews.
This could be very interesting. It'll tell you some one way or another. But to your point too, number one, it's not in his personality to give you a straight answer anyway. But like, how can he give you an answer until he sees what you do?
That's the
at
thing.
Free agency and at retooling. Like this is just a bad vicious cycle.
Like he holds the cards. He is their Sonny Meta. He's the poker player.
But you have to commit to the retool before you get an answer from him.
I think he has his answer.
Oh, I do too.
I think he's known it for a while. I think the Olympics were
But his answer means a rebuild. Does it not?
I think the Olympics were a telling thing for him.
But what do you think that answer is? Should tell the Leafs it should be a rebuild, not a retool, no?
The Leafs cannot rebuild. We need to stop with this.
So then you're screwed.
Yes!
That's the answer. There's no hope.
That's what we're kind of getting at here.
Yep.
If you're going to trade all your picks and trade all your prospects and have no assets and sign the worst contracts in the sport, yes, you are screwed.
When you have to rebuild, but you can't.
That's the point.
But you can't.
But I'm glad John Tavares got his 30-goal bonus. Good for him. Good for him. Patrick, trade him now. You can't. You guys aren't listening. You can't. He decides if he's traded. He decides where he goes. The Leafs have no power. You understand what those deals are, right? Same with Morgan Riley. Same with William Nylander. Max Domi has like a 13-team no move. This is a mess.
Yeah.
This is a mess. And it makes the conversation around, oh my God, it's 1:51.
I know, we got to do wraps.
It makes the conversation around retooling and rebuilding kind of a moot point. Or a moot point if you watch the show Friends.
I forgot about that.
I thought I said moot point.
But to me, like, yeah, it can't be Auston. I'm tired of hearing, well, they have to talk to Matthews. They have to talk to Matthews because he's not going to give you an answer. You have to go to him again. The only way I think you could maybe if you sell it to him and he's in. He has to buy in too. That is for his sake, for his legacy, and he gives you a couple.
Okay,
things.
so let's just lay it on the table in terms of will he speak at locker cleanout? I've been a firm no.
I'm so torn now.
I rarely do this to you. I'm going to put you on the spot. I need a yes. I'm a no.
Well, if you're no, I'm yes.
You're going to go yes? You're team positive.
Yep.
And
no, I think as a captain, he needs to be. I agree.
Okay, role play. You're Mark Masters.
Oh,
I'm Auston Matthews at Leafs locker cleanout.
I'm nervous. I don't know where to start.
Here we go. Start anywhere. We'll start the big question.
Okay.
You know what the big question is?
The future. No, but I think you lead to that. Because the first question has to be about his teammates and the Gudis.
Stop overthinking it. We got 8 minutes.
Okay. No,
ask me the question. Ask me the question.
All right.
You're Mark Masters. I'm Auston Matthews. I show up at locker cleanout. Here we go.
So, Auston, what did you think after the Gudis hit that put you out for the year?
You know, it was unfortunate that the year ended that way, but luckily it wasn't worse, and I'll be ready to go for next season.
Well, you talking about next season, next 2 years? You think this year was a one-off, or can you guys retool and be better next year?
We were in first place a year ago. We were a pretty good team, and I have faith in the guys in the room. Yeah.
So, Auston, you're saying you want to stay here long term and figure it out?
Oh well, it's an honor to be part of the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's an honor to be here, and I'm looking forward to next season.
And see.
So you want that?
That's what's.
Do you want that Mitch Marner?
I don't want it.
Do you want that Mitch Marner garbage from the last couple of years too? Like it was the same thing. Like who wants that to make you feel better at night? So you're in your Leaf pajamas like Tavares sleeping to make you feel good.
Maybe part of it's just pull off the Band-Aid, get the Gudis and the teammate stuff out of the way. Because if they are doing the retool, he's going to have to show up at some point anyway. Why not just rip off the Band-Aid at media availability, locker clean out this year and put this year behind you and just move on? I don't know. That's where I'm going to stand. I'm going to stand, yes, he's going to show up to kind of put this year behind him, get all those questions out of the way, relive it, and just end it now.
You watched the whole video. You're the best. A reminder, the Sid Seixeiro Show is live, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday to Friday, right here on YouTube. Click like, hit subscribe if you want to support the show. If you've already done that, you're our friend.